So that's the car. It's a 92 1.6 Unos, whatever, MX5. We'll be installing that Megasquirt to it. As you can see, I've got a factory ECU adapter plug that I've built. I've done that using the DIY Megatune wiring kit, the short wire bundle, and this is the plug off the back of a wet ECU. I bought one on eBay that had gone underwater. Disassembled it, desoldered all the pins from the main circuit board, straightened them out, and ended up building myself an adapter plug. The only lead that doesn't get adapted is the fuel pump signal, and this yellow loop here is the air conditioning loop to get the AC to still work with Megasquirt. This is the DIY Auto-Tune serial cable they sell, and this is an El Cheapo serial cable to USB adapter. It came from Maplins here in the UK, though I'm sure CompUSA or, well, I would say Circuit City, I suppose not them, but any one of those in the States can supply you with what you need. There's our engine. It is, at the moment, essentially bone stock. As you can see, it's got an HKS air filter. And I've got a stainless steel cat back, but otherwise it's a completely standard 1.6. I've removed the rubber plug cap, from that. That is for the automatic transmission. If you have an automatic, of course, you have to, not automatic, cruise control. If you have cruise control, you T-fitting in. If you don't, you just take the rubber cap off and plug straight on. Now I've got clear plastic line from a hardware store that runs across the engine and through the firewall there. The TPS has been unplugged and left unplugged, because otherwise your 5-volt reference signal will ground out and stop the Megasquirt from turning on. And here is the original plug for the flapper box, and we have our GM intake air temperature sensor welded onto a steel pipe there, or the bung rather, and plumbed straight into the appropriate leads on the flapper box plug. And that's all you need to do under the hood. Alright, moving inside the car, we'll remove the carpet to gain access to the factory ECU. My carpet is loose already, because I've been in and out of here a few times getting this all up and going. There's our factory ECU. There would be a steel plate here, but as you can see from the rust on the underside of the carpet, at some point in the past some clown has disconnected the drain pipe from my air box for the air conditioning, and therefore I have a bit of flaky rust around here, and my steel plate is pretty rusty and has currently got paint drying on it. At any rate, that's our original ECU. These are the two plugs you need. That's my vacuum line coming in from under the hood. And somewhere in here, there is the fuel pump signal that runs over to the fuel pump relay underneath the steering column, as per the directions found on Brainiac's how-to. And that is our Megasquirt now in position. I'm sure I'll get dorky later and find a way to get these wire runs a little bit neater, but as you can see, this is the factory ECU harness coming in, plugging into my adapter, which then loops all the way around the back side here, comes into the DB37. There's my vacuum hose coming from under the hood, and here's my wiring going over to the fuel pump switch. I've also got the serial cable plugged in, which I will, a little bit later, run underneath the carpet to have it exit underneath the passenger seat. Bear in mind, of course, all this is on a right-hand drive, Japanese or UK market car. And this will all be on the other side in the States, but from what I can gather looking online, it looks like it's pretty much the same layout. That, as my accent no doubt gives away, I have owned a left-hand drive Miata in the past. So I'm pretty sure it's the same there. Anyway, now we'll see if we can get it running.